Aam Aadmi Party to get the tag of National Party. Necessary conditions fulfilled in Gujarat elections. Official announcement pending. First phase of Mumbai Samruddhi Express inaugurated. This highway will connect Mumbai to Nagpur. It is expected to be completed in 2023. 3 plants included in IUCN Red List. Mesotropis peltida critically endangered. Deforestation and wildfires are the reason. India Global Forum started in UAE. S. Jaishankar inaugurated. The aim is to strengthen the relationship. And World Malaria Report released. The report increased concern. More deaths in 2021 than in 2019. After the Gujarat Assembly elections, the discussion of AAP, that is Aam Aadmi Party, becoming a national party is in full swing. According to reports, the party has acquired the necessary qualification for this. In fact, AAP has secured around 13% vote share in the Gujarat elections. In this election, 5 candidates of the Aam Aadmi Party registered victory. Due to both these reasons, it has fulfilled the necessary conditions to become a national party. After this, it will become the 9th National Party of India. The special thing is that the party would achieve this success within a decade of its formation. However, it is yet to be announced by the Election Commission. Significantly, the Election Commission of India registers political party for the purposes of elections. Along with this, on the basis of their performances in elections, it gives them recognition as national or state-level parties. These parties are given the status of national party as per the Political Parties and Election Symbols 2019 Handbook of the Election Commission of India. To qualify for this status, a party must secure at least 6% of the valid votes polled in 4 or more states in general elections to the Lok Sabha or state assemblies. Along with this, it is necessary for that party to get 4 seats in the Lok Sabha from any state or states. If a party gets 2% seats in the Lok Sabha by combining 3 states and these members are elected from 3 different states, then it gets the status of a national party. Apart from this, if a party gets the status of a regional party in at least 4 states, it also gets the status of a national party. In this way, if any party fulfills any one of these 3 conditions, then it gets the status of a national party. Let us tell you that due to this recognition of the national party, the parties get some privilege. These privileges include the allocation of election symbols, access to political broadcasts on government-controlled television and radio stations, and access to electoral lists. In addition, recognized parties need only 1 proposer for nomination in elections. One advantage of this is that these parties are allowed to have 40 star campaigners at the time of elections, while the parties deprived of the recognition of the national party are allowed to have only 20 star campaigners. Significantly, the expenses incurred by these campaigners while campaigning for the candidates of their party are not included in the election expenditure of the candidates. Recently, Rajya Sabha passed the Wildlife Protection Amendment Bill of 2022. The bill seeks to give effect to India's obligations under the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, which requires countries to regulate the trade of all listed specimens through permits. It is worth mentioning that this bill was introduced in the Lok Sabha in the 2021 winter session. From there, it was sent to the committee for discussion and amendments. In April this year, the committee submitted its report. The bill has already been passed by the Lok Sabha. However, the latest version of the bill drew criticism in 2 major issues. Firstly, the huge discretion given to the Centre for the Transportation of Captive Elephants, and secondly, the sweeping powers given to the Centre to declare species as vermin. Along with conservation and animal welfare groups, the Parliamentary Standing Committee headed by Congress leader Jairam Ramesh objected to the blanket exemption regarding the transportation of the elephants and recommended that it should be limited to temple elephants kept for religious purposes. Regarding vermin, the issue has entered the realm of centre-state politics. Since last year, Kerala's request for declaring wild boars as vermin have been turned down repeatedly by the Environment Ministry. It is to be noted that Section 62 and Section 11 of WLPA have provisions regarding the declaration of animals as vermin and the killing of animals. Let us tell you that under Section 62, any species other than those accorded the highest legal protection can be declared vermin at a certain place for a certain time. This is done by Union Government. Under Section 11, the Chief Wildlife Warden of the state can allow the killing of an animal irrespective of its status in the schedules if it becomes dangerous to human life. Recently, astronomers used a machine learning algorithm to classify supernovae separately. The name of this algorithm is SNIascore or SNIascore, and this algorithm has been developed by astronomers of Caltech Institution. This algorithm was applied to the data captured by ZTF, that is Zwicky Transient Facility. After this, 1,000 supernovae were classified by astronomers with this help. Significantly, SNIascore was first used in April 2021. Let us tell you that ZTF is a celestial survey instrument. Through this, momentary events or changes in the sky are observed. These events range from asteroid migration to black holes. ZTF informs astronomers around the world about these transient events. For this, it sends hundreds of thousands of alerts to them in one night. Based on these alerts, astronomers can use other telescopes to follow and investigate an event. But comprehending such huge data sent every night is not easy. The SNIascore algorithm was developed to facilitate this understanding. In general terms, a supernovae refers to a fierce and bright explosion in space. According to astronomers, when a star is in the last phase of its life cycle, a fierce explosion takes place in it. This event itself is known as supernova. Actually, this phenomenon occurs when the mass of the star exceeds the mass of the sun. In this case, the intermediate layer of the star collapses in the center of the star. The energy released from this destroys the upper layer of the star. Because of this, the star dies after a terrible explosion. Recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was on a visit to Maharashtra. During this, the Prime Minister inaugurated the first phase of the Nagpur-Mumbai Samruddhi Expressway. Another name of this expressway is Hindu Hriday Samrat Balasaheb Thackeray Maharashtra Samruddhi Mahamarg. Apart from this, other projects including Mopa International Airport, Nagpur Metro and new Vande Bharat train were also inaugurated. Let us tell you that the total length of the Nagpur-Maharashtra Samruddhi Expressway is 701 kilometers. It will connect Maharashtra's capital Mumbai with Nagpur. Samruddhi Mahamarg is being built at a cost of about Rs 55,000 crore. The project is expected to be completed by next year. This expressway will pass through the major cities of Maharashtra, Amravati, Aurangabad and Nashik. Along with this, the expressway will also work to connect industrial areas like the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor, Western Dedicated Freight Corridor and JNPT of Mumbai. Also, since there are many wildlife sanctuaries on this route, many underpasses, overpasses and high culverts have been constructed to ensure the unhindered movement of wildlife. According to experts, after the construction of the expressway, the travel time from Nagpur to Mumbai will be reduced to about 7 hours. The project was conceptualized in the year 2015 by the then Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis. Significantly, the first phase of the expressway connects Nagpur to Shirdi city in Ahmednagar district. Its length is 520 kilometers. Recently, a study was done regarding pharmaceutical pollution. It was carried out by academics from the University of Exeter, United Kingdom, in collaboration with other universities, industry, government, and non-profit organization. They have called for society-wide action to reduce pharmaceutical pollution. According to the study, almost half of the world's rivers, that is 43%, are contaminated with active pharmaceutical ingredients. This condition can have a devastating effect on health. In view of this, the researchers have described it as one of the biggest problems of the world. He has said that to deal with this, coordinated action is needed in the pharmaceutical, healthcare and environmental sectors. Along with this, the domestic pharmaceutical industry also needs to take the lead in limiting antibiotic pollution. Significantly, this study has been published in the journal The Lancet Planetary Health. Let us tell you that many types of chemical compounds are used during the manufacturing process in pharmaceutical companies, but companies often fail to filter out all these chemical compounds. Because of this, these chemicals pollute the surrounding freshwater system, that is lakes, streams, rivers, and eventually the oceans. These companies also sometimes discharge wastewater into open fields and nearby water bodies. This leads to an increase in pharmaceutical waste in the environment, landfill, or dumping areas. This is what is basically known as pharmaceutical pollution in common parlance. Apart from this, people throw expired medicines and their packaging along with the garbage. Because of this, it cannot be disposed of properly. Because of this, also there is an increase in pharmaceutical pollution. The waste generated in medical stores and hospitals is also a major reason for this. Recently, the issue of 3 medicinal plant species found in the Himalayas being under threat has come to the fore. These species have been included in the IUCN Red List. Mesotropis pellita has been assessed as critically endangered, Fritillaria cirrhosa as vulnerable, and Dactylorhiza hatagiria as endangered. Significantly, Mesotropis pellita is a perennial shrub plant which is found in Uttarakhand and Nepal. It is also known as patwa. According to the study, it is found in an area of less than 10 square kilometers. Hence, it has been listed as a critically endangered species. Mesotropis pellita is also endangered due to other reasons like deforestation, habitat loss, and forest fire. The oil of the leaves of Mesotropis pellita has antioxidant properties. Experts say that Mesotropis pellita can be a natural alternative to synthetic antioxidants in the pharmaceutical industry. Notably, Fritillaria cirrhosa is a perennial bulbous herbaceous plant. According to estimates, the population of Fritillaria cirrhosa has declined by about 30% in the last 25 years. According to experts, Fritillaria cirrhosa is in danger due to its poor germination capacity, high trade value, extensive harvesting, and illegal trade. Hence, Fritillaria cirrhosa has been listed in the vulnerable category. Significantly, Fritillaria cirrhosa is used in China in the treatment of bronchial disorders and pneumonia. According to the IUCN, Fritillaria cirrhosa was used in traditional Chinese medicine to treat cough, whereas the existence of Dactylorhiza hatagiria is threatened by habitat loss, livestock grazing, deforestation, and climate change. Dactylorhiza hatagiria is used in various systems of medicine to treat various ailments, as for example, dysentery, fever, cough, and colic. Dactylorhiza hatagiria is found in the Hindu Kush and Himalayan regions of Afghanistan, Bhutan, China, India, Nepal, and Pakistan. Recently, Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar inaugurated the IGF, that is India Global Forum, UAE 2022. The event is being organized in 2 cities of the Arabian Peninsula, Abu Dhabi and Dubai. This program started on 12th of December and ended on 16th of December. The meeting was attended by many political, business, and cultural figures from across the world. The purpose of this meeting is to strengthen the relations between India and UAE. Also, it provides an opportunity for the businesses and entrepreneurs of both the countries to work together in the global scenario. Significantly, UAE is India's 3rd largest trading partner, also India's 2nd largest export destination country. Bilateral trade between the 2 countries in the financial year 2021 and 22 was about $72 billion. Apart from this, the free trade agreement has also come into force between the 2 countries recently. The India Global Forum is an agenda-setting forum for international business and global leaders. International corporate and policymakers can benefit from this platform by interacting on their sectors and issues of strategic importance. IGF is used to bring together and connect people from all walks of life, including global corporates, multilateral institutions, fast-growing startups, and innovators, among others. Recently, NSO published a report. In the report, there was news of relief regarding inflation. According to the report, the rate of retail inflation has come down to 5.8% in November. The retail inflation rate in October was 6.77%. The special thing is that after 11 months, the inflation has come down below 6%. As a result, inflation has come down to the Reserve Bank of India's set target of 4 plus minus 2%. The NSO has attributed the decline to the fall in food prices. Apart from this, in the released report, a decrease of 4% in India's industrial production was recorded in October. The shortfall is the worst in more than 2 years. Along with this, a decline has also been seen in manufacturing and capital goods. In October, the decrease in manufacturing was 5.6%, while capital goods declined by 2.3%. According to NSO, this coming shortfall reflects the continued weakness of small and medium enterprises, along with declining exports and sluggish consumption demand. According to experts, this decline in industrial production is a matter of major concern. IIP, that is, Index of Industrial Production, is issued by NSO to measure industrial performance and growth. This index is used for making a comparative study of the performance of the industrial sector and for related policy making. At present, its base year is 2011 and 12. Currently, the IIP assigns a weightage of 77.6% to manufacturing, 14.4% to the mining sector, and 8.0% to the electricity sector. Recently, RBI updated its 2021 guidelines on the securitization of standard assets. This circular bars lenders from securitizing loans that have a residual maturity of less than 365 days. As per RBI's criteria of asset classification, a standard asset is one that does not disclose any problems and which does not carry more than normal risks attached to the business. Such an asset should not be an NPA. The move means the lenders, which are largely NBFCs, cannot securitize that part of the portfolio with another lender like the banks. The move will have an impact on the securitization volume. However, the quality of loans securitized will improve. The likes of MFI loans, that is microfinance loans, gold loans, short-term personal and consumer durable loans, which have a shorter duration on the asset side of the balance sheet, will get impacted. Analysts are, however, pointing out that such short-term securitization would affect about 5% of the market and are therefore unlikely to cause much disruption. As per experts, this move will also impact fintech lenders. Fintech lenders in India typically lend short-term comprising 3 to 6 months product. The RBI circular will restrict them from accessing the market. Apart from being a funding avenue for fintechs, securitization also allows them to showcase to investors their ability to originate and service loans. The impact on the other assets classes such as vehicle finance, small and medium enterprise loans and mortgages is expected to be limited considering their original loan tenures of 3 or more years. It's noteworthy that securitization in this context means the pooling of assets into repackaged interest-bearing securities. Recently, the new trisonic wind tunnel at Vikram Sarabhai Space Center was inaugurated by ISRO. Also, the first blowdown test was successfully conducted here. Basically, a blowdown test involves releasing stored gases and blowing them through a test section of tunnel simulating flight conditions. According to ISRO, the tunnel can simulate flight conditions at 0.2 times to 4 times the speed of sound. This tunnel has been built by Tata Projects India Limited in collaboration with Canada. Along with this, many other institutions have also contributed to this. Basically, wind tunnels are devices that are used to study the effects of airflow on solid objects. They are also used to simulate flight conditions in the laboratory. Due to this, it becomes easy to evaluate the aerodynamics design, moments, force and load distribution, etc. of rockets. Space vehicle will be tested in the tunnel at speed less than, equal to and greater than the speed of sound. Due to the 3 flight arrangements of speed, the tunnel has been named the Trisonic Wind Tunnel. Let us tell you that steel has been used as a material in making this tunnel. Its total length is 160 meters and its cross-section, that is width, is 5.4 meters. Significantly, till now ISRO was dependent on NAL, that is National Aerospace Laboratories Trisonic and Tunnel located in Bengaluru. In addition, Vikram Sarabhai Space Center is already equipped with a hypersonic wind tunnel for testing re-entry missions. It was prepared in 2017. Recently, WHO released the World Malaria Report 2022. The report data shows that countries around the world have made substantial progress in malaria prevention in the year 2021. These countries have also increased testing and treatment services for malaria. It has been told in the report that in the year 2020, the number of deaths due to malaria was 6,25,000. This figure decreased to 6,19,000 in the year 2021. However, it is more than the figures of 2019. In the year 2019, the figure of deaths due to malaria was 5,68,000. It further states that malaria cases continue to increase between 2020 and 2021, although at a slower rate than in the period 2019 to 2020. The global number of malaria cases is set to reach 247 million in 2021 as compared to 245 million in 2020 and 232 million in 2019. WHO has said that countries around the world have adopted several measures to deal with malaria. Insecticide-treated bed nets are predominantly used in the most malaria-endemic countries. In fact, this mosquito net is being used as a primary control tool to combat malaria. In the year 2020, this mosquito net was distributed at a record level in these countries. However, the WHO says that despite this success, efforts to combat malaria face many challenges. These challenges are particularly visible in the African region. According to WHO, in the year 2021, about 95% of the total cases of malaria globally were from the African region. Apart from this, about 96% of the total deaths due to malaria were from this region. Despite such progress, the African region remains the most impacted by this deadly disease. For your information, let us tell you that malaria is a disease caused by a parasite. The name of this parasite is Plasmodium. In humans, the parasite is transmitted through the bite of infected mosquitoes. People who have malaria usually have a high fever with shivering chills. According to an estimate, about 290 million people are infected with malaria every year. Of these, more than 4 lakh people die of this disease. Recently, the World Bank published a report. The name of the report is Enabling Gender-Responsive Urban Mobility and Public Spaces in India. It aims to suggest ways to make public transport in cities more inclusive for women. According to the report, the number of working women is increasing in big cities. Despite this, Indian public transport services have not been designed keeping the safety of women in mind. As a result, few women are going to work. This is the reason why India has one of the lowest female labor force participation rates globally. The report claims that around 45% women walk to work, while the figure is around 27% for men. Also, most of the women travel by bus. Also, they tend to choose slower modes of transport as faster modes are more expensive. In such a situation, the lack of security also prevents women from going out. As a result, their presence in public places is reduced. Not only this, many women are not able to take admission to their favorite colleges or institutes due to this deficiency. The World Bank report suggests a 4-pillar approach to improve urban transport system for women. Under the first approach, it is a matter of identifying the problems of women at the ground level, and after the issues have been identified, the emphasis is on reflecting women's concerns in policies and development plans. At the third level, there is a matter of training all the people associated with public transport in the context of women's problems, so that everyone from bus conductors to constables are aware of women's problems and ways to solve them. The fourth level is to invest in women-friendly infrastructure and services. Apart from this, the construction of footpaths, street lighting, cycle lanes, and the introduction of small bus routes is included in the suggestion. Along with this, it has also been said to give subsidies for free public transport for women. Let us now look at the 5 questions based on the bulletin.
Questions for this series are: first question is, consider the following statements. 1. A party must secure 6% of the valid votes in 4 or more states in the general elections to the Lok Sabha or the Legislative Assembly to get the status of a national party. 2. A party must win 4 seats in the Lok Sabha from any state or states to get the status of a national party. Which of the above statements is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or none of the above? Next question is, consider the following statements. 1. Section 62 of the Wildlife Protection Act provides for declaring any species other than protected species as vermin by the central government. 2. Section 11 of the Wildlife Protection Act confers powers to the Chief Wildlife Warden to grant permission to kill any scheduled animal of the state. Which of the above statement or statements is or are not correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or none of the above? Next question is, consider the following statements with reference to Samruddhi Expressway. 1. Samruddhi Expressway is also known as Hindu Hriday Samrat Bala Saheb Thackeray Maharashtra Samruddhi Mahamarg. 2. The first phase of Samruddhi Expressway connects Nagpur to Shirdi city in Ahmednagar district. 3. The total length of Nagpur-Mumbai Samruddhi Expressway is 701 kilometers. Which of the above statements is or are correct? 1 and 2 only, 1 and 3 only, 2 and 3 only, or all of the above? Next question is, recently 3 medicinal plants found in the Himalayas have been included in the red list of IUCN. These plants are Fritillaria cirrhosa, Mesotropis pellita, Dactylorhiza hatagiria, or all of the above? Last question is World Malaria Report 2022 is released by which of the following organization? WHO or World Health Organization, UNODC, that is United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, UNICEF or United Nations International Children's Fund, or none of the above? Recently, researchers at IIT Madras have developed a system to generate electricity by harnessing the energy from sea waves. This system has been named Sindhuja 1. It has been deployed about 6 kilometers off Tuticorin coast of Tamil Nadu in the water with a depth of 20 meters and an electrical module. When the waves oscillate up and down, this buoy also starts moving up and down. As a result, the energy is produced. According to the researchers, Sindhuja 1 can currently produce 100 watts of power, but Sindhuja 1 will be enhanced to produce 1 megawatt of energy in the next 3 years. Recently, Google has started anti-misinformation campaign in India. It aims to prevent misleading information. Google will use pre-bunking videos in this campaign. Videos being circulated on YouTube and other social media platforms will be scrutinized under pre-bunking. Through pre-bunking, false claims made in these videos will be investigated. Significantly, the Government of India had asked tech companies like Google, Meta and Twitter to take strict action against the spread of fake news. Recently, a bilateral exercise Agni Warrior was conducted between Singapore and the Indian Army. This was the 12th edition of exercise between the two armies. The exercise was conducted at Field Firing Range Devlali. It was aimed at increasing mutual understanding of exercises and procedures and improving interoperability between the two armies. It involved joint firepower planning, implementation, and use of new generation equipment. Recently, an entertaining letter writing fair Dark Room was organized. This fair was organized at Gandhi Darshan located at Rajghat, New Delhi. This one-of-a-kind letter writing program was organized by the Ministry of Culture in collaboration with India Post and Gandhi Smriti and Darshan Samiti. This fair was organized to stay away from electronic devices for some time. It also aimed to revive handwritten messaging through this initiative. Recently, Indonesia's Mount Semeru volcano erupted. According to local officials, there was a stir in Mount Semeru for several days, but its dome of lava broke out due to the rain. As a result, the volcano became more active. Notably, Semeru is also called Mahameru. It has erupted several times in the last 200 years. It is the highest volcano in Java, Indonesia. Besides, it is also an active volcano located in East Java, Indonesia. Recently, India Inequality Report 2022 Digital Divide has been released. It has been released by Oxfam India NGO. The report reveals that only 1/3 of internet users in India are women. Indian women are 15% less likely than men to own a mobile phone and 33% less likely to use internet services. The report also reveals that in the Asia Pacific region, India is in the worst position with the widest gender gap of 40.4%. The report also highlights the rural-urban digital divide. The report states that only 31% of the rural population in India uses the internet and 67% of the urban population uses the internet. Recently, the first Sherpa meeting of G20 was organized under India's presidency. This meeting was held in Udaipur, Rajasthan. Representatives of various countries and top officials of multilateral institutions such as the United Nations and the World Bank participated in this meeting. Its first session focused on digital economy, technological transformation in health and education, and lifestyle of India or Life Initiative for Green Growth and Environment was focused upon during the meeting's second session. Lately, French baguette has been included in UNESCO's Intangible Cultural Heritage list. Apart from this, UNESCO has also included China's traditional art of making tea in this list. China's traditional tea processing techniques include tea plantation management, tea leaf picking, and knowledge of manual processing, skills and practices. Notably, French baguette is the most popular bread in France. Its shape is slightly elongated like a food roll. It is made from flour, salt, and yeast. Recently, the government has given its approval to Padma, that is Print and Digital Media Association. It has been registered as a self-regulatory body. It will look into complaints related to content of news and current affairs across India on digital media platforms. According to the order of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, Padma will be headed by Mool Chand Garg, a former High Court judge, while Ashok Kumar Tandon from Prasar Bharati and journalist Manoj Kumar Mishra will be its part-time members. Recently, Nehru Memorial Museum and Library has been made a part of InflibNet Center in UGC's Information and Library Network. Now the users of this library will be able to access the e-resources directly on the website of the publishers. Through this, they can download the necessary articles and other material for themselves. Notably, Nehru Memorial Library has a collection of more than 3 lakh books, about 380 magazines and rare papers. This library is known as an invaluable knowledge resource for research on modern and contemporary India.